Welcome to today's deep dive. I mean, we have all been in that room of doom, right? You walk into a lecture hall or high-stakes meeting, you have your slides ready, and you just hit a wall of confusing switches.
Yeah, it's a universal anxiety. The tech is there, but the interface creates this massive barrier.
Right, you have absolutely no idea how to actually turn the projector on. So today we are doing a deep dive into the hardware designed to solve that exact panic, the Kramer RC-63DLN.
Which, to the naked eye, it just looks like a simple wall plate.
Exactly. But digging into the specs, it is a 6-button K-Net Control Keypad, and our mission today is to unpack how this little box acts as a translator between you and the complex brain of a smart room.
Translator is definitely the right word here.
Yeah.
It takes your simple intent like, I want to show a video, and converts that into the complex command strings that screens, shades, and media players actually understand.
Let's start with the surface, specifically the interface design. The documentation emphasizes tactile feedback for its 6 RGB color backlit buttons. That feels really intentional.
Oh, it is critical engineering.
Yeah.
In a high-pressure moment like starting a class, you don't want the ambiguity of a flat touchscreen. You need to physically feel that mechanical click to know your command actually registered.
Right, it reduces cognitive load. And looking at the layout, they have logically grouped the functions. You get 4 buttons dedicated to sources like your laptop or DVD player, and then
2 separate buttons for the display, which prevents that classic mistake of turning the whole projector off when you're just meant to switch HDMI input.
oh yeah, I have definitely done that. And then there is the volume knob. I noticed the specs call it a bidirectional rotary digital knob instead of an analog dial. Why does that distinction matter here?
Well, an analog dial has a physical stop point for minimum and maximum. A digital knob spins infinitely, and the volume level is actually indicated by a 5 LED bar right next to it.
Ah, so the system can be controlled from multiple places without the knob's position getting out of sync with the actual room volume. That makes total sense. And I appreciate the customization aspect they mention. The button caps are completely removable.
Right, so if the room doesn't have a Blu-ray player, you don't have a button labeled Blu-ray. The interface adapts to the reality of the room rather than forcing you to guess.
So the face is user-friendly, but let's look at the brain. How is this thing actually controlling the ecosystem? The headline feature seems to be the K-Net system.
Yeah, K-Net is Kramer's proprietary single-link connection. It's highly efficient because it carries both power and control communication on just one cable.
And that connects the keypad to a master room controller, or it acts as a bridge to other auxiliary keypads.
Yep, precisely.
But looking at the port list on the back, it reads like a history of tech standards. You have RS-232, IR, and relays.
It does, and that variety is what makes it a universal translator.
Yeah.
The RS-232 port allows it to talk to industrial equipment using serial control protocols, which is usually your projector or your switcher.
And the IR emitter and sensor allow it to replicate standard remote controls.
All right, it can actually learn commands from a TV remote, so you just don't need the plastic wand anymore. But the relays are what I find most interesting for full room automation.
Because relays are physical, right? They are contact closures.
Yes. While RS-232 sends data, the relays physically complete a circuit. This allows the RC-63DLN to control non-digital objects, like lowering a motorized projection screen or closing the blackout shades on the windows.
It bridges digital commands with the physical environment. Now, for the IT teams installing this, how do they actually tell it what to do?
It is not plug and play. It requires programming via Kramer's K-Config software through a mini USB port.
But once it is set, there is a feature I think is vital for public spaces, the keypad lockout.
Essential tamper-proofing. If you install this in a hallway or a classroom full of bored students, you do not want them messing with the calibration. You can lock the buttons entirely.
And physically, it fits standard 2-gang wall boxes in the EU, UK, and US, making it easy to retrofit.
Exactly. It respects the existing infrastructure. You don't have to tear down the drywall to install it.
So to bring this all together, the RC-63DLN is a standalone room controller that takes a mess of wires, protocols, and mechanical systems and hides them behind a few clicks and a turn of a knob.
It removes the friction. It allows the presenter to focus on their content, not the cabling.
Which brings us to the end of this deep dive. We have analyzed the specs and the logic, but here's a thought for you to take with you. In a world of touchscreens, why is the tactile satisfaction of a physical knob and clicky buttons still the gold standard for controlling our physical environments?
Maybe our fingers know something our eyes don't.
Something to consider next time you reach for a volume dial. Thanks for joining us.